Hey, hello, Hot 97. Good morning.
Good morning.
Saif,
Good morning.
you all right?
Yeah. Just,
Dealing with some stuff?
yeah, it's all good though.
It's Herald Week. Hey, we have K Fox's co-stars from the Gossip Game.
Yo.
Yeah.
We have
I know that one. I know Kim for a long time.
That's Kim Osaria
Long
from the
time.
source.
Kim
Okay.
Osaria from the source.
That's Jazz.
from the old source, the original source.
That's Jazz Fly from Vibe.
Right? Nice to meet you.
Oh no.
You said the earring was gonna fall, and
That
then it fell.
earring. That earring.
Get it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can hold it.
Absolutely.
All right,
Just
and
hold it in
then
your hand. Make it a ring.
Miss Drama.
Yes, Miss
Miss
Drama.
Drama.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
K Fox, is there anything you want to ask of your co-stars in the Gossip Game while they're here?
I kind of wanted to. I know that Kim, you had an issue with a cast member from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. We had Jocelyn up here.
Yeah. I
And
remember
she
that.
said some things about my castmates that I didn't think that she was gonna say, but she went there and she said that everyone looked sloppy on the show except for me, and you kind of felt a certain way about that.
You know what? I wouldn't say that I had an issue. I actually thought it was really funny when I saw it, and when it came out in an article, I felt like, why not talk about it? You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a secret that we're not built the same way that cast is built, but I think it's a testament to where we're going. Just as people who watch TV, like everyone's always complaining, right, about women on TV. Like, oh, they don't show real women. They're only showing women that are wives. But now you see some real women with jobs who aren't, fitting into sample size, and you have an issue. So what is it that you really want? Do you want to see real women, or do you just want to see a certain size? That doesn't mean that I don't want to hit the gym and get in shape. Let's be clear. I think all women aspire to be in shape, to be thinner. Everyone's always on a diet. Like, it's a reality. So I don't think I have an issue with her. I just wanted to have us have a discussion about that issue.
Well, I think I'm down for the discussion, absolutely. But I think we also got to consider the source. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to worry about what the stripper side chick thinks about me. It's really that simple. Like,
Shots
you
fired.
Have to, just like Mona defends Love and Hip Hop by saying that women like Jocelyn also have a story that deserves to be told. Women like me also have a story that deserves to be told, whether I'm a size 2 or I'm a size 10. So, at the end of the day, if Jocelyn doesn't approve of how I look, if that's the worst of my problems, I'm okay.
What are your worst problems?
Other than Jocelyn? Other than Jocelyn?
That's it?
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
That's it. I mean,
Jocelyn is the worst of your problems.
Life is good,
I
right?
am
Life is
dieting,
good.
so I
Funny.
can't have champagne, and I really
And
want
she has a
champagne.
really hot trainer. Her trainer's really hot.
Oh, really? You have a hot
You know what?
trainer.
It's so funny. My trainer, when I first met him, I was like, oh, okay, he's really cute, and now he's just the. Can I curse?
Yeah.
He's the motherfucker that kicks my ass. So that's
You
not
hate him.
cute. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, he's hot, and I'm like, him? He gets on my
on the show?
nerves.
We actually had a workout session.
Yeah.
Is that the pole dancing?
No.
All right.
I didn't do the pole dancing.
I wanted the
ready
girls
that
to come, but I don't know what happened.
You were working that
dancing. I
pole,
wasn't-
You were
Yeah.
working that
Yeah.
pole.
You
Yeah.
were doing.
Yes, I
you were
did. I
doing.
saw
Do
you.
you
all things.
moonlight? Has ever?
No.
Of course not.
No.
But I think it's a great exercise. I think it's a great way to bond with your girls.
Yeah.
And just get a great workout on, get a good workout in, and just be feminine and fun. You
Yeah,
know?
that's cute. I like it.
And she's so politically correct. You can say that feels sexy. Women like to feel sexy. That's okay.
Feminine and fun. Okay, sexy.
All right, I would like to do this. I would like each member who's here to say something else about another cast member who's here.
Is that an instigation? Is that
No,
what you're
I'm being
doing?
100% serious. You guys are going to take this that way. And if it goes there, I don't care.
Because
No.
someone else did this to us.
No,
we
what I
kind
was
of
going to say was more. I could do it if you want first, but I would rather have y'all do it. I would like y'all to critique each other's appearance on the show.
hilarious.
Because I think each of you guys come on. No, and I mean this in a looking out for
That's
each other way.
instigation right
No,
there.
I don't mean in a fighting way, for real. I mean,
Are you
when-
retarded?
Yo, can I just try? I don't care if other people subscribe to a stupid way of doing things. That's them. I mean it
Yo.
sincerely.
You gotta relax.
I'm turning
like,
up.
you're turning
Well,
red.
I'm saying, like, for example,
Now you see why I talk so aggressively.
for example,
Yes, now I see.
I know, for example, I'm just starting here that Jazz and K Fox are close, right? And become buddies during the show. But when you watch that show, I'm sure you have concerns for K Fox, vice versa. I am not saying it as a distance.
As far as appearance
I'll tell
wise.
y'all mine for each of you if you want me to go through yours. I just think.
I already know what mine is.
Come on, tell us.
So
Kick it off.
Yeah,
Oh,
start
We
with
want
me.
to talk about our appearance. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I know my
I
hair
don't
is
mean physical
very frizzy
appearance.
on
I don't
certain
mean
scenes.
physical appearance.
Okay. Oh, how we're coming
Yes.
off.
How
Oh,
you're
wow.
coming
Okay.
off.
Perceived.
Go.
Yes.
Let's
Got
go.
it.
I didn't mean whose ass looks the fattest.
Okay.
Okay.
That would no. Say, you know, I'm saying serious. So let's start with Jazz Fly. You can talk about K Fox. I know you guys are tight.
You're kicking it off.
Yeah, you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just tell you about K Fox because she's my concern on the show.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't
Dang,
You're not
that's
concerned
fair.
about us?
No,
Like, what
y'all
the
are all my
hell?
friends. So I've
Like,
known you
what the
guys for a
hell?
while.
But we'll see each other the next day like Fox. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Okay.
a
Oh, Fox
conversation.
on my
Okay.
team.
Okay.
So of course I worry about her perception.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the storyline with Fox early in terms of her and Ebro and that like whole her concern, like I thought it was misleading, inaccurate, made it look like the man who hired her thought in some way that she was a slut, which he obviously didn't think, or he never would have hired her. And so that bothered me. And so I didn't like that the storyline went there. And I think sometimes Fox comes off a little bit like she's bitter or kind of like the way they've presented this whole stupid conversation of the other station, which by the way, people say in every radio market about the other station. When I was in DC and I was on WPGC in the building or to anyone, I would never refer to them as KISS. I would call them the other station. That's just Radio 101.
Yeah,
by
but
the
people
way.
don't understand
So
Radio
people don't
101.
understand that it's painted a different way.
I'm
I
actually
get it.
glad that you cleared that up because I was wondering if that was
No,
just
no one
a-
refers to the station.
I could not sleep last
two
night
other
because I
markets,
did not
and
know
no
what
one-
you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you said that.
We're entertaining. You're the one who's on the stupid show. Let me entertain the
It's
stupid
not
show.
a stupid show.
Okay, so anyways,
Yeah, don't say
so
it.
anyways,
Don't say
I-
it.
You're
Ugly.
in
This is
Cancer.
ugly.
I worry that Fox comes off looking a little bit like angry or something, and like I don't know, like, and I think they make the other chick look like,
The
oh,
other
she's
chick.
so cool, she's so relaxed, everything's so. I just think there's a little bit of a smear job going on. In
You
that
think there's
regard.
favoritism?
Oh yes.
All right.
Yes, I do. But again,
Okay.
I'm biased because I have
How
favoritism.
long is this gonna go on?
I'm done. I was asking you to
Yeah,
go.
he will go on. Let's start with you now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And this doesn't have to be about me. It can be about whoever.
Nice try, Fox. I say her.
I think I agree with some of what Rosenberg's saying. I didn't like the storyline with you and Ebro because I know that Ebro has more respect for you than that. I think that if anything, I'm waiting to get into your story. Like, I'm curious to see how much like of your life they actually get into. So like, I get it, you're a soldier, you ride for Hot 97. I'm waiting to get to like K.
Yeah, there's more
So-
layers that we're only this is the fourth
Yeah.
episode that's
Yeah,
premiering
so I feel like
tonight.
now we should start
Yeah.
peeling away.
So now it's gonna start peeling away and getting to
Yeah.
more of K Fox outside of the radio.
yeah.
And you think you're confident that's going to appear?
I mean, I hope so. You never know what they're gonna do in editing, but I just
Right.
really hope that the storyline comes across. You know?
Yeah. So, Kim, I really thought you just should have had the threesome. There's no reason for you to have shut Keno
I'm
down.
not
like
having
that.
this. I just want to.
We'll
break that
continue
news
to
you,
talk
as
about
I
this.
said.
We'll-
Yeah.
So you
Did
do
you
have a
feel
threesome?
uncomfortable with
Hear
that?
Jazz that she said she would do the threesome. I think that was
Well,
the more
no, not
interesting
like
conversation.
With you two, though, but like
In your own
Would
relationship.
you would knock one out.
If you were married for 10 plus years,
Yeah.
your guy's like, come on, babe, let's try something new. I want a
Yes.
threesome. You grant him the threesome.
10 years is a very long time
I'm a
with
little
the
conservative.
same
Did you feel
person, so-
uncomfortable when, as this was being filmed, like in all
Absolutely.
this?
But it is no different than going to dinner with friends. Like Keno does, you know Keno. That's who he is. Like he is always kind of just putting stuff out on the table and just, letting everybody into our personal lives. So it was just the cameras and, all of the viewers. It was on a different level.
Did you
but it's
know
the
he
same
was gonna
thing.
talk about this, or were this a surprise to you? Were you like, oh my gosh, I can't believe
He's
doing
brought it up before.
He has brought it up before.
Okay.
And we have talked about it. And thank you. Thank you for that lead.
it?
And
See it in her eyes.
I kind of knew that that's where we were going. Yes.
What if it
Okay.
was like this? What if it was just you and another girl and he's not involved and he's just watching?
No.
That's a threesome.
I don't know. Is it considered still a
I had to
threesome?
think about it, but I never really been into girls. I like to admire women and look at them, but I've never ever
What about you just
had an
watch?
experience.
You watch him and another girl.
That's not happening.
Right, that's called an affair
no
at
way.
that
What if
point,
you
right?
do dishes
Isn't that
after,
fair?
and
So
like,
no
now
way.
wait a minute.
what if she will also
There
double
were
as your
things-
nanny?
Yeah, I look at it like if another woman can come in the household and maybe help out, that's a little different.
What, a maid?
Listen.
What if
What?
she cleaned the house
Listen.
before?
You gotta work for
So
this.
she
a
cleaned the
maid?
house before
The garbage needs to be taken out. The dishes need to be washed. It's a lot of stuff that.
So you
Okay,
want to
I
go
should get
polygamy,
that.
basically.
Look, I don't want to go polygamy, but I'm saying you're gonna
Sister
introduce. If
wives.
you're gonna introduce a threesome, please, like, there's nothing
More
that
to
I'm
it.
How's benefiting
into
me?
when it comes to the sex. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need that. So, what's gonna help my
Okay, what
situation?
about if he's looking to spice things up or an anniversary present? Would you be more likely to give him a threesome or just give him a pass the next time he's out on the road with Royce or doing
He
whatever?
cannot have a pass and he cannot have a threesome.
Would
Man.
you swing
Now, I
with
still
another
need to-
couple?
I still need to kind of break this news to him. So let's. Hi. Kino.
Sorry, Kino.
But-
I tried
Let him
for
go
you.
to the.
Kino, I'm pulling for you.
We're trying Kino. Would you let him go to the Bunny Ranch in Vegas?
Oh, my
In,
God.
It's legal.
Nevada?
Bunny ranch.
And
It's a
And you can
whorehouse.
write it off on your
I
taxes.
know, but it's
can
funny.
he just hang out there and watch things, or does he?
How
That's
about-
not
Not
the
the
strip club.
spectator ranch. It's the
Yeah,
bunny
I
ranch.
mean,
to pay
I-
for that,
he's
though.
allowed to go to the strip club.
No,
He's
not a
allowed-
strip club.
Yeah, it's pay. I don't think paying for it is cheating. So can he pay for it?
What?
Sifely is paying for it is clean.
What's he paying for? Is there penetration?
Let's say
involved?
blowjob. Let's say blowjob.
Ay, ay, ay.
Blowjob.
Mm,
You don't really feel like doing it that often anyway. Come on. You're
you
married.
know what? You're kind of right.
I know. I mean, you're
You're
married.
kind of right.
You know
It's
what?
like,
You right.
You know exactly.
But
All right,
no,
whatever.
no. I don't want him with another woman in any way.
So no,
I
no,
don't.
and no.
I tried, homie.
I don't know.
But I
tried.
did think about it. Please let him know that I considered it.
She thought about it. But
Now,
No,
drama.
it's-
What do you think of your perception on the show so far? Because you've been getting into it with a lot with another blogger on the show, kind of like with everybody. It's the elephant in the room right now, but I have to acknowledge you and Jazz. You guys kind of like get into it. I'm glad that you guys are being cordial
well,
today.
Of course, I'm a
they're not the Love
professional.
and Hip Hop Atlanta cast. For God's sake, they'll sit next
Yeah.
to each other.
You know,
Yeah,
but
someone in between.
Professional.
there's still some tension there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not overly concerned because this is episode 3, and I think there is a trajectory with myself on the show. There is a progression. I think that viewers may look at me in the earlier episodes as, oh, she's instigating because the commentary says so. You know, what others say and making their opinions early on, they haven't really got an opportunity to know me. They're just judging me based off the name. Miss Drama is a very easy lead-in for people. If you hear the name Miss Drama, you're going to be like, oh, well, that's what she's about. You don't really get to know me. So that's cool. I'm not even concerned because I know what I've shot and I know the conversations that I've had. So I feel pretty confident that probably episode 5, 6, as we move on, you're going to be like, oh, I get this chick. I get what she's about. I get she's focused.
Now, how did you feel about Sharon and Yee coming to your party and then making fun of your pictures and laughing behind your back?
You know what? I'm a very direct person, so the fact that they did that and, you know, I let them into my space, I expected them to be.
Did you guys see that episode?
Is last week?
Yeah, it was
she
last
had like a
Friday.
rebranding party.
Yeah,
with all
yeah,
these
I did a
pictures.
party and I invited, you know,
Thank you for
majority
I
of.
was in Italy. I haven't caught up yet on
I
that.
was in Italy.
I'm sorry. I had Game of
Humble
Thrones.
brag.
Name drop it.
I was in Italy.
I
Look
really
at you.
was. Game of Thrones. I'm sorry,
You
guys.
don't
Mad
DVR it?
Men. I had some things to catch up on
Oh,
before I
boy.
got the gossip game.
I was in Italy too, and I watched it.
Shut up, you lying
And
son
K
of a-
Fox
Gossip
is not
Game
on
of
Mad
Thrones.
Men or
Wanna
Game
play?
of Thrones.
I know.
I know.
Gossip
it's
Game
fine.
of Thrones. I'm putting it together. But
I love
so
it.
you had a party, you
Right.
put up new and they dissed your pictures.
They just, I mean, they were just talking, you know, cackling on the sides, you know, as they do. And honestly, I didn't know it was going on at the party. I was so consumed with everything else because, you know, it's a lot that I'm trying to entertain at the moment. So, yeah, it caught me off guard watching the show. I did have somebody say they were talking about you. I did address them, which you'll hopefully see this episode. You know, I'm like, if I let you into my space, you eat up all my food, you drink up all my liquor. What the hell is this? You know, this opportunity where you're coming to support me. If you don't like it, we can have a conversation. Like, you know what? You can work on this. Be real. Don't just be there snickering on the side. I didn't feel like that was, you know, a professional or even a respectful thing to do.
Well, they're a snickering bunch, and I don't know who Angela is to be talking about people's pictures because there's some images of her on the show that look crazy.
Nice.
She's wearing that little
All
poofy
right, all right.
skirt. She just does some things that aren't flattering sometimes.
Why do you watch all that?
I mean, listen, I'm riding with my sister. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this shit. I do what I got to do. Sometimes I call things out. Now, Sharon, on the other hand, see, there was an alleged story that Angela made up a story once that I tried to approach her for sex over text message. Not true. However, Sharon, if you give me your phone number, I will try to
Aren't
approach
you
you.
married? stop this.
My wife actually said, you know what? You should probably get
You
some.
get a Sharon pass?
She said you should get some sort of a fair
British,
cracking
you
on
get
the
British
show.
passes.
Yeah, but
If you do it in London, it's not cheating.
Yeah.
well, and if the accent's completely fake, it's really not cheating.
Right.
You don't buy Sharon's
Brooklyn.
accent?
I'm sorry, what is that? Here's the thing. Saif and I are both big fans of British comedy. And I there's a lot of British stuff I like. So I'm very familiar with British accents and different versions of them. And hers is very odd to me. I'm not saying she's faking it, of course. I'm not saying she's an insane person. But it does feel a little bit drummed up. There are certain things that she does
Well,
that
she-
feel very dramatic.
She explained to me once that she actually works to not have, I think it's called a Cockney accent, which so she's trying to speak purposefully in
Meaning
another
she's
class.
from an area where they do speak Cockney and she
No,
doesn't want
she-
to.
That's a
yes,
crazy word.
But she's saying, I guess because she's a journalist and being on television and you have to work on your diction and so forth.
Didn't
So
you
That is a
say they
reasonable
really had a
explanation.
British girl
That,
on Extra?
Oh, you guys didn't see the episode where
That was hilarious.
I guess she was going up for a job at Extra. They didn't hire her. They hired me. But then she said the reason why they didn't was because there was already a girl with a British
Right.
accent.
I died.
I think he's.
That
I
was
think
funny.
she's like someone's ex, Simon.
Simon Cowell's ex. Right.
Yeah.
But if she was great, and I'm not saying that she's not, I feel like they would have hired her because she's so awesome.
That's possible.
There
I will
phones
say
up
this.
there, or is it
Lot
just
of-
someone was
there's a
farting.
lot of hate going on.
Shots fired.
If no, and I just want to say one thing to clear this up once and for all. If in fact the reason is that she grew up kind of with a Cockney accent and is fighting against that to have a better diction for television, I believe that. That is a plausible answer. I just found her accent to be weird when I first heard it. I was like, whoa, is this shit?
I believe that's what it is because
Okay.
that's what she pretty much
well,
explained.
I believe she's hot, and if my wife
Yeah.
will let me have sex with her, I would like to have sex with her.
And
but-
she's also a damn good journalist. So
Well, and she's a damn good journalist.
Now,
and you know how
Kim-
that turns me on.
Now, Kim, like on the show, you're more of the mediator. A lot of people go to you for advice. How do you kind of like juggle
some
all
people
of
call her
these-
Switzerland.
Or like the oracle.
Well, how do you
So-
juggle all of these relationships, personalities? Because we're all different,
Right.
you know.
Being that I do have so much knowledge over the years that I've acquired, I like for people to come to me and for me to give them advice. But no, really, I look at it like we're all on this show together. You know, we all should be supporting each other. I've been through a lot in this industry. Women, you know, go through a lot, right? No?
Yes.
Okay.
You're looking at me.
Yes.
Why
Why you looking
Yeah.
at me?
What
Lady,
did I
have you
do?
gone through a
I
lot?
don't know.
Oh, because I critiqued a song by a female artist? I forgot. In 2013,
You know what?
women
I
don't
wasn't
deserve to have
thinking
their
of that.
songs
Ooh,
critiqued.
I wasn't thinking
Well,
of
what
that.
else would you be looking at me
I don't
for?
know. I just did it to
Oh, okay, good.
mess with you.
I thought you were really
and
going
all
to
of it just comes out.
That's just guilty conscience.
It is. That's
No, no.
great.
If you
though.
don't
So
stop
see,
stepping
that's
on my
the type of
J's.
oracle
Sorry.
type of thing that I do.
They
on the
did,
show.
but they did
That's
go at
what
me.
I do on the show.
They
I
did
really
go
don't
at me a
know,
lot
and then I
for-
look at you, and then you just kind of pour your heart out to me.
If someone on this show doesn't,
But it's not hard to get in the poor's heart out.
Yeah, it's
You
like-
saw that?
Say the
Did you
word.
see how
Easy.
quickly that he
It's
reacted?
too easy.
I'm a biatch.
No, that was great. No, but you know, a lot of people say, "Well, how do you feel about this?" I'm always gonna give my opinion. Like, I don't take sides, but I will always let you know how I feel.
If
about
someone's
something.
wrong,
Yeah, like I'll just keep it real. You know, I don't agree with everything that drama does. I don't agree with everything that jazz does. But we talk
You
about
don't?
it. That's it.
How dare you?
No, I can't think of something right now, but I will.
what about
Okay.
the other blogger, Viv? Do you agree with some of the things that she does?
I like
I
Viv.
do. I do. I think there's a lot of stuff that I can't speak about that's coming up. And there's one particular incident that I can remember. And I do feel like she was justified. I think even in the situation with you, though, I talked to her about it. And I don't know if I could talk too much about this, but I do let her know how I feel. You know, I think that, and the same way I let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like when we sat down and talked about it, and I don't know how much I could say right now. Like I'll give you my opinion on it. I'll give
It didn't
my,
air. I
her
know.
opinion.
That's the
Can't say
thing. You
anything.
can't say it until it airs.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, but
Right.
it's
They act like
It's a serious
FBI
one.
guarded.
no, that's a serious
they
one.
check
You know,
gets
and I think
affected.
you both
no,
of
I
you
don't mean
guys
them.
have
Listen.
points.
Sorry.
No, there's a serious thing coming up. I think about Kay. I think both of you guys have really strong points, and I understand both people's perspectives.
Is it related to the fact that she literally has gone to the graveyard to dig up dead careers to try to unearth
What?
them to say things that she doesn't want to say? Does it relate to that?
I'm so
Or is it
confused right
unrelated?
now.
Me
I'm
or-
so confused.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
Viv.
know
He's
what's
talking
going
about
I don't
Star.
know. Oh my God! Remember we saw some.
Saif,
I'm so
Sorry.
confused.
ruining
Yeah, I
my
don't know
coach.
about
That's
that.
my boy. I love
I
Star.
forgot your team star all day.
Star, what up?
I gotta
That's
be honest.
supposedly her
Safe is my
cousin.
favorite
By the
here.
way, he doesn't have internet, so you can't say that.
Oh.
He'll see. Someone will send him the tape. When someone sends him the tape, he'll see it.
Confused.
On
But there are a
VHS.
lot of, you know what? There's a lot
So
of
much
stuff
going on right now.
on this show. That's why you're talking, and I'm like, wait, what is he talking about? Because I know of a lot of things that are about to happen.
Right, we know behind the scenes stuff too. You
Yeah.
might be.
I've
all over
gotten
the
a little
place.
lost last
It
week.
gets
Well, no,
ugly. It
that's
gets
in the
ugly at
it's in the
times.
preview for tonight.
Yeah.
It's gonna air
How
tonight.
ugly does it get?
Gets
It
ugly.
gets ugly.
All I
You want to play?
Shut up, Jazz.
No. This show to me isn't official tissue until if y'all want to be a real reality show. This show is not official until Switzerland over there at the end of the season. Someone has said, you know what? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Why you be in Switzerland? That has to happen. Someone has said, what you trying to kick knowledge? Because eventually the person who's being in the middle has to get screamed
They
on
gotta get
for
it.
being
You
in the
know
middle.
what? I'm ready. I will
Someone's
just say
gotta
that
go.
I'm ready.
No,
I'm
this
excited
one,
for
I'm gonna tell you something
that.
about this one.
Who's this one?
Kim.
Okay.
She comes up to me after an event that we did. I won't reveal the information that happened at the event. And she was,
You were the worst, by the way.
we're not gonna get into that. I was not the worst. I was the best. I was the best. She came up to me
What'd I say? I don't even
and she was
remember.
like, I was really, kind of disappointed and concerned about what happened.
said
It wasn't
that.
that dramatic, but she did make me feel a little guilty because we're friends, and she made me feel a little guilty for this. And I was like, was this not a reality show taping? Like, what world am I in? Like, I thought we all signed up for
No,
this
but
crap.
We're the
real.
soft
Real.
Right.
It was
It gets
real. What
real.
happened
But
was
it's real. But
'Cause
but it was real, and that's where I think. And you know what I will say? I will say that when we first started taping, I felt like I was showing up. Hey, what are we doing? Really didn't know if a lot of the stuff that was going on was believable or real, and that when we stopped taping, particularly that day, I was like, oh, it's real now.
No, and it
All
needed a
these
few
feelings
episodes
are
to get rid
real.
of. Yeah, some
All
of
these
those.
feelings
Right.
are real.
Like, now, listen.
I feel like I was always real.
We were real, but you didn't know where it was coming from.
Yeah, exactly. It came out of
There
nowhere.
was no
Who
storyline
were-
to
Why
connect
were
it.
you
Right.
together?
Why were people arguing? Like all of
Yeah,
that
I get
stuff
it.
you didn't really
But
know.
and to me, no sorry VH1 for the criticism. That's why K Fox's storyline at the beginning of the season was weird because they didn't know exactly where to go. They had a collection of women. None of y'all were super connected at the beginning, right? Because it's of course it's a reality show about different people's lives. So they kind of drummed up some stuff that I thought I was like, you know what? Let me wait because as it goes on, real
Right.
storylines will develop.
That's true.
But early on, it was a little nervous with the
Fart
storylines.
So, phone is farting behind us.
No, I mean I was working on the Hot versus Power story before the show.
Yeah, I mean the one that never came out.
Talked to.
We sat down for
our
an hour and a
publishers.
half.
I was
at a
wondering
coffee
whatever
shop.
happened with that article.
Politics as usual. Here's the thing about that. It's interesting because you're dealing with a publication that has to still deal with the two stations involved. So for them, they don't give a damn about the reality show or their timeline. For them, it's all about how do we tell this story without stepping on that many toes.
That is not what journalism's supposed to be.
Can I
Yeah,
say
you're supposed to get the
something though?
story,
I wanted
right?
to.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard about Watergate?
Yeah, they got
You gotta step
Yeah,
on
but
toes,
this is
man.
not. This is. But this is
Yeah, it was
different.
vibe.
It's different because it's. Well,
I
no,
understand,
and
but
also
people still want a
Watergate
good
was
story.
actually. It was at the peril of the people. This is not at the peril of anyone in particular. So that's
Give her, I'm
very
gonna give her
different.
touche for that.
Sorry, Woodward. I apologize.
Whatever, Bernstein. What were you gonna say?
I want to talk about K Fox's storyline. I think even though you felt that way initially, I was totally into it. As it was going on, I wanted to know. I think she's.
Do we
dealing
ever
with
see your fiance?
What? Wait.
Oh my God!
wait,
Hold on,
wait.
1 second. Jesus.
I think she's. Yeah.
Shot
I
fired.
think-
Yeah, they kind of kept that secret.
I want to know
Wait.
because I feel like I'm being
Let him
catfished.
finish.
talk
Let
about
him
this
being catfish.
storyline.
I think that she's dealing with what a lot of women in the industry have dealt with, what I personally have gone through.
Sure.
So I thought it was a great storyline for her.
I hear what you're saying.
Now, remember being in the midst of something way back, when I had my issues at the source initially, and I remember what that felt like, so I can sympathize with her. You know
I
what
would
I'm
just like to
saying?
think that in this room, and I can ask you this now, you don't think that either myself, Saif, or Ebro actually thinks that about you.
No, but I just think that what you guys say as a joke may not be perceived as that in the moment, And so for me, as the woman on the show, it's kind of like, wait a minute, you have to put your foot down on what you're going to stand for. Like, okay, this is something I'm going to have to stand up for myself, and sexuality is one of those
Can I
things.
Can I have some personal business here? This is a constant disagreement I have with K Fox that we will never agree on, and it literally stresses me out to no end. I believe
can't
in
sleep
my
at night?
heart. No, this actually really does bother me personally. And this isn't about like anger or anything. It's just about a difference of opinion that I think I'm really right on, and she thinks she's really right on. I truly, in my heart, believe that if you work with men and you're in K Fox's position and you and you have a belief, hopefully that you do, that we love you and care about you and respect you and don't, that everything we say, no matter what it is a joke and should be responded to in a joking fashion. And when you don't do that, I believe you make people think there's credence to what the jokes are. And it more negatively affects you than if you just said, shut the fuck up, Rosenberg, with your little ass dick. I would rather you say that than be like, no, you don't go there.
I can't say that on the radio.
Well, fine, not that exactly.
And there's certain things that you don't want me to joke about that I respect, and it's just us drawing that line. Hey, either way, we're still professionals in this, and we're reaching 3 million people a day. So then how you guys talk to me when I go out in the streets, people are going to think they could address me like that too.
No, not if
and no, that's what I'm telling you. That's what people think. It's all
you
about
let
the
people
perception.
get in your head about
no,
that.
I don't,
Yes.
because people come up to me and say that.
That's because the way you responded to it, so they thought it was disrespectful. Whereas if you didn't seem disrespected at all, they
Well,
would
I
have thought
felt
you were
like
just
it was
joking.
disrespectful, and that's why I said something.
I know. I just
and
wish.
this is what happens in the
I
workplace
just wish-
with men and women, because if someone talked to Alexa like that, your wife,
Oh, I know she
you
does.
wouldn't like that.
Alexa works at a sports place. I know they say crazy shit to her.
No, but you know what I have learned? When you are in a relationship and you have a husband and you have someone to speak up for you, the dynamic of how people talk to you is different. And this is what I've seen. I've never grew up with any brothers. I didn't. So I grew
have
up
3.
ready to battle like whoever, whether it was man, woman, like you say something about me, I'm going to say something. I actually, as a wife, have changed my whole position on that. If you were to disrespect me right now, I'd be like, okay. Because at the end of the day, I have to go home to my husband and let him deal with it. And that's
But what
a
if I
different...
was joking? What if it was someone you worked with every day who you knew loved you, and through your personal relationship?
Depends on what it is. Each situation is different. And I think we all have our soft spots, like I may be sensitive to something that you think is just a joke. I think it depends on the situation, especially when you're working.
Yep.
When you're
What if
working...
you work?
okay,
Let me,
can
I
I
haven't said
actually-
much. Let me jump in.
Okay.
What if you work on a comedy show
Right. If you work
where
on a
the whole
comedy
show is based on comedy? How do you feel then?
I feel like my personal response, the way I would respond is I would make a joke about it. Like if you made an offensive
comedy.
joke to me, I would joke about it.
You would know right now, even
Right.
if I did, right?
But I wouldn't always do that. I wouldn't always see. I'm comfortable in my relationship. I'm comfortable in my career. Like I wouldn't always respond that way. Now I kind of like.
Well, here's the question. This is the last thing I'll say. Here's my question. For example, on the Howard Stern show, every day when they do news, every day before Robin's segment news, the song that leads into Robin's news is about her tits, her getting
Different song every
a
day.
different song every day,
Different
giving
song.
blowjobs, people coming on your tits. That's all the songs are about.
So vulgar.
Do you believe that any person who listens actually believes that Robin is a slut?
I believe there are probably some.
She got a lot
Well,
of
no,
slack
but
I
for that, for
believe
not
that
speaking
not
up
every
for
person
herself.
and
I
not
think
the
because-
majority
I
of the
think
audience,
you
but I
have
believe
to-
that there are probably some. And I think that's
Why
what you have
worry
to think
about
about.
those
But look, it depends on the show that you do too. When you talk about Howard Stern, you know what it is.
You know what to expect.
You know what
Right.
Howard Stern
We would
is
like
about.
people to expect that of us because we don't go
You
that
know
far.
Howard
If that's
Stern,
what you're
man.
going,
Thank you. I agree.
Let's
I
just
agree.
keep it at that.
But our jokes don't go as far as Howard Stern either. I would never go that far either. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying. And this is all my opinion. Fox and I obviously disagree about it, but I think over time, I'm not an idiot. This is one area I know well, and I think taking the jokes
How
better.
do you know it well when I'm the woman?
Because
I
you're-
know it well because this is my sexuality that you're talking about that I don't want you to disrespect.
And you
So
know
you
what
you
I
don't
will
want
say
them to make
too?
any
Yeah.
jokes
No,
about your
we can make
sexuality?
jokes, whatever. They make jokes about whatever.
There's a
Off air,
line.
you
There's
laugh
a
all the
line
time.
that you're.
Line.
There's a
Off air,
line.
you always laugh because she knows we're not serious.
Right.
Why do you worry about the perception? If people see you don't care, they won't care. If people hear you caring, they think it's real.
There's certain things that you care about. There's certain things that Sype cares about that you have a soft spot for. That's all I'm saying.
But this is such a big one. Sex life is such a major part of
Yes,
our
it
lives.
is. It is.
It is. But you know what?
It's just the reality for women in the media game. It is.
It's a hot
You're hearing
debate
me, but
right
not
here,
listening.
Syfe.
You're hearing me.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said it's a hot debate right here. It is.
All right, Jack's Fly. It sounded like you wanted to start some beef earlier. What were you gonna say? You want to let that one go?
Yeah.
'Cause you just threw out a random, and then it went away.
Oh, about your fiance. Do we see him on the show?
No.
I wondered that.
No appearance. Is there mention of him?
Nope.
Again,
Dun, dun,
does
dun.
that
Welcome to the K Fox show.
see? Does that speak to what I'm talking about? That's what I'm speaking to.
Well, no, I think that you want her to be somebody other than who she is.
No, I want her to be exactly who she is and not anything else. And if you don't mention your fiance on a reality show about your life, it's the same thing as not taking jokes the way you would off the air. Be you. Be you.
I don't agree with that.
But who she
That's
is
different.
is,
That's
is
different.
Why
sort
was
of
it so
closed.
hush hush in
Trust
regards to you and your fiance?
completely
I mean, one
different.
thing about me is that I am a private person. When I did sign up for the show, it was more like, okay, you're exposing everything. But then, like, with the couples, I've seen it. You go down the drain. That's not what I'm trying to do. If
Right.
The gossip game, when I signed up for it, is about my professional career. And that's where we keep it. We're not turning
respect
this
that.
into something else. And that's just my stance on it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I respect that.
I publicly
But I did
announced
wonder
my
that.
disagreement for this philosophy.
Well, guess what? You're not on
Why?
the
But how
gossip
can you?
game.